come along with me while I run a half marathon I wasn't sure I was fully prepared for and missed my starting corral because I had to use the bathroom. This is episode 1 of Oops, I'm Almost 40, a silly series where I honor my 40th year by practicing presence and savoring joy and make a little bit of a fool of myself. Little backstory, I ran my first half marathon in 12 years back in September and realized, yeah, I can still do this at almost 40 even though I haven't been much of a runner over the years. Decided to sign up for the Cleveland half even though I stopped running for a little while and I knew it was going to be a busy couple months. So we went up the Friday before to get my race packet, but we almost missed that because I miscalculated the ending time of the expo, and this is the only photo I got from it. It looked really cool. I was sad to miss it, but you know, that's on me. Somehow we squeezed our way in, ran up to the table, and we got my packet. And there's some fun things in there. There's a t-shirt, there's some free things, but you know what's interesting? I also got some couscous.
I love it.
Thank you, Cleveland Marathon, for the couscous. So, with a 4 a.m. wake-up time on the following Sunday, it was time to head up to the races. It is 5:20 a.m. Very important note here. I actually left a half hour later than I could have because we were already up and at 'em because I didn't want to stand around too long at the race area. This would later prove to have been a mistake. On the way up, I did not prepare my boil and bag couscous, but I did prepare my favorite electrolyte mix. It's called Scratch. It just uses cane sugar instead of other fake sweeteners. I'm not a big fan of monk fruit, stevia, all that. Both this in-car maneuver and the powder look a little precarious, but I promise it worked, and this is not cocaine. So we got to downtown Cleveland with about 30 minutes to spare after finding a fantastic parking spot nearby. And this is where my greenness in the racing world really shows because I just did not register that the Porta-John lines would be this long. I ended up racing out of the bathroom on my way to the starting line as the starting gun was going off. Didn't really matter anyway because I'm slow, so my starting corral was in the back and the energy was so electric that it just didn't matter. I was having a great time. I haven't crossed the starting line yet and I'm already thirsty. So after about 10 minutes, I finally get to the starting line, and it was just so cool to see thousands and thousands of people going through this gate. And I was one of them. It was just so fun. So I tried to start off pretty slow to make sure I didn't push myself too hard, and the iconic views of downtown Cleveland as we were running was just so freaking neat. Very unflattering shot ahead, but I gotta give a shout out to these Sprints compression leggings for keeping my thighs from chafing. About a third of the way through with glitter on my face, I was actually feeling pretty good, and honestly, the hardest part, especially passing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, was not singing along to my tunes.
So you got to go when you're done.
I do have that playlist on my Spotify. If you're interested, just let me know. First continued and took us past one of my favorite oyster bars in the flats and then up a hill into Tremont, and this hill was not as bad as I feared, even though it is notorious. I made the hill. All in all, as we're coming to the last couple of miles, the energy of the bystanders and just the city in general was so great that it gave me the energy needed to give the final push over the bridge, and I felt really good with my time in the end.
I finished it. I call that a win for a slow Yoder.
With the last few seconds I have left for this video, let me just say thank you so much to Cleveland. Thank you so much to Cleveland Marathon for such an amazing experience. I'm so glad I did it. And thank you for joining me for the first episode of Oops, I'm Almost 40.
Here's that.